Jaws, The Revenge. Another good tagline. This time it's personal. This time it's personal. Not the last two times. This time it's personal.
Yeah, well, literally it is. I mean, this thing came from like Amity all the way to where was he in? Why am I
the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I didn't take too many notes for this because I was kind of falling asleep last night with this one.
It's fine.
So this one, directed by Joseph Sargent. This one, the producer, Universal Studios is open now. It has the Jaws ride. They wanted a movie to help promote the ride,
just to
get
remind
people excited
Jaws.
for the ride. Kind of like that last terrible Star Wars movie, Rise of Skywalker. That movie was always going to get made, but they rushed it out, like because they fired the director and writer. They forced J.J. Abrams to like rewrite and direct it really, really quick because they wanted to help promote that their theme park, which was then closed for all of 2020. So they rushed out a movie. In hindsight, they could have taken a little bit more time on that movie, but they rushed it out. So yeah, this movie apparently was made to help promote like the theme park and get people wanting to go there to be on the Jaws ride.
Yep.
Yes, this movie is rough. It's got a good cast. They bring Lorraine Gary back from the first two.
Yep.
I mean, she was like the head of she was the head of Universal's wife or something, so she got a good paycheck.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Or like one of the producers' wife. They got Michael Caine as Hoagie, who
Hoagie.
He missed out on accepting his Academy Award because he was filming this.
Well, oh my God! When I looked the movie up on IMDb, they just said this was one of Michael Caine's paydays. Movies. He has like a whole list of them that he's got.
He has a very famous quote where he goes, "I haven't seen the movie. By all accounts, it's terrible, but I've seen the house it built, and it's wonderful."
Oh, wow, Michael Caine.
Apparently he had a fun. He's like, I had a fun holiday. I got a nice house out of it. He's like, I wish I could have accepted my Oscar, but other than that, it's fine.
I like all the scenes with him. He's just fun to kind of watch. Like he always just kind of makes light of the situation. Like, dude, you almost like that shark just almost ate you.
Yeah.
Took the plane underwater. And is that your plane?
Yeah.
So like, what are you gonna do? How are you going to ship out?
We also got Lance Guest from Halloween 2 and The Last Starfighter as Michael Brody. I guess they couldn't get Dennis Quaid back.
No.
And Mary Von Peebles as Jake, his assistant. And I like Mary Von Peebles, and of course we all know him from Highlander 3, The Sorcerer, right? Was that the name of that one, or was that The Last Dimension?
Dude, you're asking the wrong guy.
Fuck, what's Highlander 3 called?
Highlander 3.
Oh shit, I'm gonna look like an asshole. It might have had
Oh my
two
God,
titles.
who's gonna know?
But anyway. So yeah, this fucking piece of shit movie. Well, I hated this one as a kid. For some reason, I still watched it whenever it was on because it was a Jaws movie. But I really did not like this one as a kid. It is bad.
It was just why am I drawing a blank on Brody's wife?
Lorraine, Ellen Brody,
yeah. Ellen Brody. Like the whole movie is based around her like paranoia.
Yeah,
and then lo and behold, it's right because this shark came all the way down.
Who could have
Amity.
guessed? Except it happened so many times before.
Right. And she all of a sudden is just like the most heroic one.
Yeah,
and
by
goes
the
out on
way,
water.
she came out of retirement for this.
She did.
Her last movie was 1941 and 1979, and then she came back for this. And this is her final film role. What a high note to go out on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the story is Sean. By the way, they don't mention Jaws 3 at all.
No. Yeah. That just didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I like to imagine it did happen, which makes it even funnier. So Sean's back in Amity, and he's now a cop like his dad, who's been dead for like over a year. Mm-hmm. They have a picture of him, and he has to fix. It's around Christmas time. He has to fix something like near a buoy. Mm-hmm. A shark comes out and rips his arm off. And he looks like what's his face? The kid from It with the yellow rain jacket and the arm missing. Yeah. So like the shark kills him.
Such great effects, but just hiding it.
Yeah, just hiding it. So the shark kills him.
Wait. When his arm bit off, it wasn't even that he reacted to it being bit off. He fell backwards and he's like, Whoa, my arm! Where is it? Like, it was no pain, nothing. It was just, oh, I can't lift. Where is it? Like,
and apparently there's like Christmas carolers singing, so no one
and
hears
they kept
them
going
like,
back to the one kid singing. And I'm like, wow, this isn't gonna ruin.
So yeah, Michael comes up to the funeral, and like Ellen Brody is like a range of emotions in this. Sometimes she's like smiling at inappropriate times. Then she starts crying at random times.
Starts laughing at the funeral.
Yeah,
you know, and
it's very awkward. She'll like just start smiling and laughing and crying, and she's just like, "Yes, it's the shark that did it. It wanted revenge." And then she goes, "Your dad died for." He's like, "Dad died of a heart attack." She's like, "No,
from the shark for fear.
He died of fear of sharks." And it's just like,
okay, that's
it's
Mom.
like, wait, why didn't he just move?
I don't know. Why I don't understand 2 times in a row. It's like, dude, I think after that, man, go back to New York. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he's like, Michael's is like, you know what, Mom? All this she's like, I don't want anyone in my family ever near the water again. So he's just like, you know what, Mom? I know what will make you feel better. Let's take you to more water, but different water. Let's go to the Bahamas.
Yeah, sharks don't like warm water.
Which I think Siskel and Eve back in the day, they're like, why don't they just go to like a state that's not near the ocean? You'll be so much safer if you just don't go near the ocean.
I could not believe that. And then like I went and did something. Oh yeah, pour myself a drink because I needed it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I start watching it, and she's in the water by herself.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what's happening? Like,
was that the dream? There was like a dream sequence, right, where she imagines the shark. They go to the islands. Hoagie is a pilot. Now, there was a novelization of this that apparently I've never personally read it. I think my friend CB Smith read it, or maybe even Clayton. So there, I just want you to know that I think Hoagie is a drug runner. Mm-hmm. That's like a secret thing that he does. I think he says laundry, but I think he's
the way he said it. He was like, I deliver laundry.
Yeah, I think the book confirms that he's a drug runner. And also, I think, if I remember right, it's either in the book or an old script, the shark was targeting the Brodies due to voodoo magic.
I mean,
so there's a reason that the shark wants revenge. There was some like family that was wronged by the Brodies, I think. Again, I haven't read this. Let me know if I'm wrong and if I just read a weird fan theory, but I feel like that's something that exists in either the novelization or the original script about like magic is what's setting. The shark literally somehow knows they're going to the Bahamas and follows
I know.
them.
It would have been better if they just, made Cocaine Shark. The plane goes down and then the shark gets the cocaine. And then next thing you know, it goes after the Brodies. Coincidentally.
So yeah, they're in the Bahamas. So Mike is like a marine biologist. He's studying snails. That's his thing. He just loves snails.
That's it. It's the safest thing. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, he's got his like assistant, which what was his name again? Mary Van Peebles or Melvin? What was Mario or Melvin? Mario, Jake. Who's just like a real like asshole to him. Yeah, he gets he's like in like a submarine. I think at some point he just turns around, the shark's just there.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa,
we got a big fish on our hands or whatever.
Wait, doesn't he hum the Jaws theme at one point?
Yeah, he does. While Michael, not Michael, is it Michael? The one he's in it. Yeah, Michael's in it, and he just starts doing the song, and I'm like, is it just a coincidence? Like,
Nick, knock it off.
They're trying to figure out different ways to like track the shark with its heartbeat. There's a lot of like techno babble, sci-fi stuff with that weird device.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The one day the shark just eats a bunch of people on a banana boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scene I remember the most.
In front of a whole
bunch of people. It's chasing like the granddaughter.
Yep.
And it just eats a girl on the banana boat.
And she just, she's like, oh, she's fine. She's just in shock. Like, she's scarred for, is like when they say shock, now that would be like, this person's going to have mental, like they're going to have issues when they get older.
Michael's been keeping it from his mom.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want her to know. But she finds out the hard way. That shark is there. Yeah. So there's
Oh
this.
yeah, that's terrible.
So I think they also pointed this out in Siskel and Ebert. So like it gets to the big climax where they're on the ocean, they're being attacked by the shark on the boat, and Hoagie comes in with his plane, and I think the plane gets dragged underwater, but like he's like super wet, and then he gets on the boat and he's just completely dry.
Yep.
He's just completely dry.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
He said he comments something about like it being almost inside the shark's mouth or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it smells bad in there.
Yeah.
And you're like,
By the
"Whoa."
way, there's a big part of this movie that's just elderly people falling in love. If that's what you wanted in your Jaws sequel, is elderly people having a romantic story.
Michael Caine, shooting his shot. He's like, yeah, it was like awkward.
I think he was even impressed that like they wrote him like an age appropriate girlfriend, and they're like, because you don't really see those kind of stories, especially in big blockbusters. So I'm like, that's nice. So yeah, they're using the device to fuck up the shark, who is now doing that roar that I've referenced before. So it's a very famous roar. I think it's from an old dinosaur movie. I talked about it in our King Kong 76 episode. They've used that roar through a lot of movies.
Okay.
And actually, this shark, in the Angry Video Game Nerd Tomb Raider episode, I did a joke where every monster the nerd comes in contact with does the roar, and I had that shark come out doing the roar. By the way, I guess sharks roar now. I don't know. They don't really make a sound, but now they roar.
It's oh my god. Yeah, but that roar I am definitely familiar with. It's the same thing as the sound like when a cowboy gets shot.
Yeah. The Wilhelm scream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how did the shark die in your version? Because there's multiple endings to this.
Well, that's what. So that was my confusion, and I was asking you, like, because I didn't know that there were multiple ones until you told me. But mine just looked like it just blew up out of nowhere, and I couldn't figure out, like, did I miss something? Was there a part where they threw something?
Kit, you missed nothing. So what happened? So the original ending of the movie, which, by the way, Ellen Brody can just recall things she wasn't present for.
Yeah, that's actually the most important part of this whole movie.
Yeah.
Is that's the reason why she has this like PTSD from things that she wasn't even a part of.
Yeah.
But
she knows about the smile. I guess he could have told her about the smile, son of a bitch. But
yeah, because she says it at one point, and then she has like this perfect vision in her head, this memory of her husband doing it.
Yeah.
And then also her son dying,
Yeah.
where nobody was present for.
Oh yeah, she's able to recall that. It's so stupid.
His like last words,
So originally, when it was released in theaters, I think this is the ending from the book. Actually, they impale the shark with the stern, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So they impale the shark with the boat. And it like bleeds out and it like falls down. I think in some versions there's an extended thing where you see like the miniature of the shark in the air and you get to see it bleed. It looks terrible. That's why they cut to just the full size one.
Okay.
But you see it bleeding out even more. So I have it written down here because this just boggles my mind. Apparently the audiences didn't like that ending. So for the home release on home video, they shot a new ending, which is not the same miniature shark from the original extended ending. I've heard, I couldn't confirm this. I heard that they grabbed a shark from like the Universal Studios store. And if you I don't know if you freeze framed what that looked like. It's clearly just like a toy that blows up. So they added in this explosion to make it more exciting. And then they recycled the footage of the shark falling from the first movie. But it makes no sense. There's nothing in the shark to blow it up. That device shouldn't blow it up.
I don't get how they do, like how this gets passed,
Yeah. But they put that in the home release. So people like would see the movie in the theaters and then watch it on video and be like, wait, that's not how it went. Why is this shark blowing up now? And then I like when it plays on TV, it depends on which version it is. Like, I think when I used to watch it on TV, I think it was just it getting stabbed and dying. I don't think I remember it blowing up.
This is definitely one that I've only seen one time as a kid.
Yeah.
And I probably watched on like TBS or something.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine them like playing it a lot. Maybe I guess when it first came out.
Again, they marathon these a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the explosion Like because I was telling my brother-in-law about this because he hasn't seen the sequels. I think he likes the first one, and he's like, "Is the last one really bad?" I'm like, "It's awful." And I sent him that clip. I'm like, "There's no reason for the shark to explode. They just did it after the fact."
Yeah. Like I liked the one positive thing of the movie is like every one of those times where it would attack the boat or whatever, like it looked pretty cool. Like
that shark looked really bad.
I'm just
it looked really bad.
I was drinking a lot of wine.
Okay, maybe you're drinking a lot of wine. By the way, I feel like a lot of times it's like hovering above the water. Like I feel like it's just above the water, like a little too
gliding.
much.
I'm like, man, that thing is really fast.
Yeah, like, this is a flying shark. What's going on here? Like especially at the end where it's going to the boat, it's like way too high up in the water. I'm like, guys, Jaws 1, it was above the water because it was jumping. It wasn't just swimming like that.
Yeah, and then like every time they shocked it or whatever the hell, and then it would just jump up. Like,
in your version, did the Jake character just stay dead?
Wait,
the Mary Van Peebles character?
No, he was.
Okay, I think there's some versions where he stays dead, and then there's other versions where he's still alive.
Yeah, I think I don't.
Oh yeah, the version that you watched, he is alive.
Yeah.
I think in some other versions he just stays dead. So yeah, that was Jaws.
He just stays dead.
Jaws the Revenge. So, Kit, final thoughts on Jaws the Revenge. What do you think?
Ellen Brody needs to just get over her shit. Okay, listen, and don't live on an island.
Yeah, it's really. Did you ever see that?
Everything.
You ever see that skit that was like viral years ago? The pool shark skit.
With the
shark in the pool, and they're like, "What are we gonna do?" And the guy's just constantly like, "Just don't go in the pool." And they're like, "That was like my favorite
maybe
thing."
Just
like,
not the deep end. Like,
yeah, it's like no, just don't go in the pool. So yes, we have talked about 3 of these wonderful films. Now it comes time to decide what is the worst Jaws sequel. What are you picking as the worst Jaws sequel?